What is up, everyone, and welcome to another daily hot take on Bitcoin. Today we have a special episode because we just closed the monthly candle here for the month of February, so we can talk about that and also talk about some of the lower time frames below that point. So let's get started here. So on the monthly time frame, we really have the February candle invalidating this January candle that was pretty bearish with a long upper wick of people taking profits. The next candle closed above the high of this candle though, and so this doesn't necessarily mean that the bull rally is over. With the candle close operating above the previous month's close, we do have a relatively long upper wick here of people profit taking, but it isn't too concerning just based on the fact that we didn't close below the previous month's high. So let's go down to the weekly time frame. The main level to watch here, we closed the weekly candle this last week with a pretty bearish candle below the previous week's low, as well as with a very short upper wick of, so as soon as the week opened, people were selling immediately, and so that does not bode well for the bulls in this week short term, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't go higher right from here, and I'll talk about why on the daily time frame. But the weekly level that I'm really watching right now, and the area that I'm looking to be a buyer, is this level right here. This level right here is the bulls must hold level on the weekly time frame. A couple things to keep in mind here when we're looking at if we might move into this level. We have this bearish divergence here on the RSI, with the RSI making a lower high in comparison to the higher high that we've made in price here. And we also have this increase in bull volume, this above average bear volume. This above average bear volume that just printed last week. So this week we might be going up to potentially grab some liquidity on this daily time frame and then go into that weekly level. So here is the daily time frame. If we're looking at the daily time frame, the main resistance level here for the bulls to break through would be this gray zone right here that we rejected off of right here. And we came down and we formed these right here, this lower low in comparison to this one. But as you can see, we didn't close below that, and now today we're going up pretty significantly in price. And so this blue zone is still holding for the bulls. We have one test here, two tests here, and now if we come into this a third time, we'll see if the bulls can hold that a third time. But right now, if we go up, this would be the level that I would be looking for people, the whales in the market. I can't find my little, here we go. This is the spot where I'd be looking for the bulls to take price to grab the stop losses that are above here, because you can see we have a bunch of bear volume after that. So people were selling here. So the stop losses will get triggered if we go into this level, and then maybe we go down into that weekly level. We'll have to see how the price reacts if it ends up getting to that level. But on the daily time frame, this blue level is getting weaker with each test, so that is something to bear in mind. On the daily time frame as well, the area that we bounced off of, the main kind of zone, was the Kijun on the 1 day time frame here on the Ichimoku Cloud indicator. You can see how perfectly we went into that level here, barely touched it with our price going down to 43,021 on this exchange, and the Kijun was at 43,044. So we barely went into it, about $20 into it. And now if you were to be a buyer on that level, you'd already be up about 15% in about a day and a half. So that level has held, a few times now, and is showing that is the buy zone for the bulls on this rally up. And if we do end up coming down, that is where your bids should be if you're trading the Ichimoku Cloud indicator. Now, if we go down on the 12-hour time frame, let's get this off real quick. If we go on the 12-hour time frame, we are seeing that we have our low, high, lower low in comparison to this one, but we then made a lower high and then lower low again. But like I said, both of these, we're not closing below the low, so it's not confirmed 12-hour bear trend. So that's not bad news for the bulls on this rise in price that we're seeing now. The 12-hour resistance level is right up where that daily one is, right up here, and it starts around 51,000 and goes up to about 52,500. So if we go to the 8-hour time frame, we can see that we have this nice strong push up with an increase in bull volume here, and we're going right into a fresh resistance level that we have not tested here. You can see that we didn't touch this yellow level when we initially came up here, and so we had our low, high, higher low, lower high. Move this over for a second so you can see lower high, higher low, and higher high in the same candle, but then we had our lower low right here. And so what that tells us then is this level should be resistance when we come back into that, and we're going into that now, so we'll have to see if this level ends up holding up. If it does not and we go right through it, I would look to be a buyer on a retest of this level. But the bulls will need to reclaim this kind of gray and yellow zone here for me to be considering entering a substantial long position. But there is a trade to be made on the 4-hour time frame. So if we go down on the 4-hour, we can see this gray zone that I drew here. We had our consolidation period here on the 4-hour time frame. Then we broke down. We made a low right here, and then we pushed right through this level and did not even respect this gray zone whatsoever. We did not. This candle does not signify that we tested it because it's an inside bar, and we pushed right through it, closed above it with both of these candles. So now I will look to be a buyer if we get a retest of this level, which should hold as support, and these pink lines will be kind of where I'm going to be looking to buy if we end up getting a pullback. And then I will be targeting this area right here at about 5,300 up to, you know, that gray zone up at about 5,800. So this is a pretty nice trade in my opinion. It's not a super nice setup like risk reward wise, but it's good enough for me to consider taking it because it's about a 2.81 if I put my stop loss right below this gray block right here. So that is kind of the trade there. Another thing I wanted to point out with this level is the confluence with the VPVR. So if we turn that on, we can see that this area has a bunch of volume, high volume nodes right around this pink zone. And so if we end up getting a push down into that level, that is where I will look to be buying, and that's confluent with the horizontal VPVR volume that we're seeing here. All right, that's all I got for this hot take today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you disliked it, dislike it so we know what to change in the future. Leave us a comment down below with your comments on what you're looking at on the Bitcoin price action today. And I hope to see you guys in a future video. Thank you for watching.